Welcome, folks, to America Talks Live. I'm Steve Malzberg, and this is a show where you, the viewer, get to have your voice heard. Call us at 877-NEWSMAX. Send us a video at newsmaxusa.com. Tweet us at NewsmaxTV. Follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/NewsmaxTV. And send us your comments to newsmaxtv.com/comments. It's all there on the screen for you to see. I know it's a lot to listen to and jot down, so take it in on the screen. And we want to hear from you. That's the whole purpose to this show. We hope you'll love it. We hope you'll participate. And we hope this becomes a regular occurrence here on Newsmax Television. Now, there's a lot to talk about. And you folks who are watching us here on Newsmax Television, you're savvy. I don't need to lead you by the hand. But there are some things that happened today and that are in the news today that I feel compelled to talk about. And maybe that will direct the tone of your calls and maybe the subject matter as well. But you're free to talk about whatever you want. Hillary Clinton said something yesterday. She outlined her battle plan against ISIS, okay? Now, today you wake up and you find out that in Mali, terrorists raided a hotel. They've killed 24 people or so. The siege is over, but the gunmen still remain. And Hillary Clinton yesterday said some very disturbing things, along the lines of what Barack Obama says, along the lines of what John Kerry has said in our battle against radical Islam. They won't call it radical Islam. But Hillary actually took it a step further yesterday. And don't forget, she's the former Secretary of State, and she's going to be the Democratic nominee for president, and she could very well be our president. But I think the more she speaks, the more the foot goes firmly into the mouth, and these videos are going to come back. These sound bites are going to come back to haunt her. Here's one of what I'm talking about.
The bottom line is that we are in a contest of ideas against an ideology of hate, and we have to win. Let's be clear, though. Islam is not our adversary. Muslims are peaceful and tolerant people and have nothing whatsoever to do with terrorism.
Muslims have nothing to do with terrorism. Now, beside that being a bald-faced lie, you have to have a non-functioning brain. I mean, what would prompt her to say that? What would prompt her to say that? That's not a winning statement. It's a lie. It's at best naive, but she knows better. And Hillary's not naive. If there's one thing she's not naive. She's a liar. She's a cold, calculated liar. But to say Muslims have nothing to do with terrorism? Really? It's like saying the sky is green and the grass is blue. So let's get it started. Let's hear what you have to say about that, about Obama, about what Kerry said, that there's legitimate terrorism. How about the attacks in Israel yesterday? 5 dead, an American teenager dead. Did anybody care? Have you heard anything about it? No, because the media believes what Kerry said, that that's kind of one of those legit terror attacks. After all, dead Jews, they don't count for much. All right, so to the phones we go. I've said that for 30 years over my career at various talk radio outlets, WABC in New York, WOR Radio, and wherever I fill in around the country. So let's go to Mel, who is also in New York. Hello, Mel. You're on with
Hi.
Steve Malzberg on America Talks.
Yes.
Live, yes.
What would you like?
I would like to, well, what do you want to talk about, Mel? You're on with Steve.
I want to talk about ISIS.
Go ahead.
I think ISIS is the threat of humanity for now, at the latest point, where we are right now anyway. And there's no doubt that either they go or we go, and that's their whole premise of why they believe that they are going to be the, I guess, religion of the world now. And so this is what's happening now. And I believe that it's either them or us. So I hope Obama does something about that, but I doubt very much because he's not the leader that we need in the White House right now.
Mel, I could not agree with you more. Thanks for being our very, very first caller on this show. I appreciate you calling in. We have a lot more people on hold. I want you to stay there. But I agree with you, Mel. And you know, the whole purpose of ISIS is to take over the world, to build a caliphate. Now, some say the caliphate, you know, just stretches from here to there in the Middle East, but they want to take over Europe. They want to take over the United States. They want to take over the world, and they have a religious philosophy that says, you know, that the missing imam will come back, the world will end, all infidels will be killed, and that's their goal. That's their goal. It's a religious-driven goal. Whether you agree with that kind of interpretation of Islam or the Quran or not, they get that from the Quran. They'll tell you they do. All right? Okay. Hey, folks, we sent our street camera out into New York City to see how people feel about the president wanting to speed up the process of allowing Syrian refugees into the country. So let's watch this, then we'll take a break and come back with more of your calls.
I think you gotta be really careful. I think it's just really risky right now. Obviously, they're trying to get in here and kill a bunch of people, you know, have an impact. They have to be vetted really well. You just can't open the door and say, come on in.
If they're vetted thoroughly in coming into the country, then I would allow them, but if not, no.
I get the fear. I understand why people are worried about everything that's going on over there, but at this point, I mean, you can't really blanket all 10,000 that are supposed to be coming as saying they're all terrorists. I mean, yes, there's going to be some coming from that area that's a hot spot for all this.
I think we should be concerned, but, you know, if we did our job right, it shouldn't be a problem.
It's so hard to figure it out. I'm reading about it all the time, and it's heartbreaking. And you just want to let the people who are good in and the ones who are not out. But we have to take care of ourselves and our safety, but you can't just ignore people who are suffering.
You know, I mean, obviously there's a danger that some of them will, you know, could possibly be, you know, a terrorist. I mean, I think, you know, it should look more for the families who are refugees. I mean, I know a lot of the population, you know, are males from 18 to 34. So I think, you know, I mean, you know, displaced families is one thing, you know, and I think that should be the priority.
I don't think married women, mothers with little children are a massive threat. Maybe we want to do an active screening of people between the ages of 16 and 35, young males coming in.